Hi, you're listening to Navigating the Truth, and today is the 24th of September, and my guest is Willow Tumblety.
I can't hear you, but you can hear me, right?
We interrupt to bring you this.
We've hijacked your daily dose of regurgitated news to bring you Navigating the Truth. Brace yourself, listeners, as you're about to enter a world where the narrative is no longer masqueraded as the truth. A world where the conspiracies of yesterday's translate into the truths of today.
Are you listening?
The veils covering the truth are lifting, and understandings once suppressed are finally being revealed. Will you be ready? And now, your host and navigator through these circles of lies, the host of Navigating the Truth, Caroline Bell Tumblety.
Hi, welcome to Navigating the Truth on this lovely Sunday. It is Sunday the 24th of September, and can you believe how fast this year has went? I cannot. And today we have a lot of rain. It's very dark. I kind of like it. You know, the wind kicks up. We got a storm. And get this, they called it Nigel. So, poor Nigel Farage. So if it does any damage, like we seem to be in the eye yet, we don't seem to be on the where it's going to actually hit hard. But yeah, he'll get the blame, just as he gets the blame for Brexit. But anyway, I'd like to thank the listeners who chose to listen in. Thank you so much. On the website of kcrradio.com, there is a donate button, and if you feel so inclined, hit that donate button. You can join Dark Vault, which is a really excellent value for money. There are so many tremendous hosts here, and the guests are off the charts phenomenal. So it is well worth it. And again, I thank the listeners who choose to listen in to the show today. Thank you so much. I have a website. It is souliam.org. And there is a way to get in touch with me through the website. I have my YouTube channel. And I'd like to thank the people who have subscribed to that as well. The YouTube channel is just basically, I put maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, the show for Sunday up. And I leave a link so that you can go to the archive on KCR Radio and listen to it if you so desire. And my YouTube is Caroline Bell Tumblety, like kind of keeping it simple these days. Like just my name's my name. So there you go. I don't really care. People can try and tell me it's something else, but it's really not. It's Caroline Bell Tumblety. And Facebook, same thing, Caroline Bell Tumblety. I don't know if I'm warming to Facebook. I think what it is I've had this this realization, you know, like even like maybe 3 years ago, I had so many friends on Facebook, and during the whole what we call it, shenanigans, pandemic, whatever you might call it, lockdown, Trump being elected, Brexit, like all these so-called distractions so that we can all be corralled into doing exactly what our so-called honors think we should be doing, though I am owned by no one or no thing. And that is that. What was I saying there? Yeah, I got lost there in my own rant. Anyways, I have Willow Tumblety with me today. Welcome, Willow.
Hello, thank you.
Did you hear my rant? I got lost.
You were talking about Facebook.
Oh yeah. I've kind of reached this yeah. I mean, the amount of people that I used to have on Facebook compared to what I have on it now, and I actually used to know the people that I had on Facebook, but when we went into the lockdown and I was posting, like the trolls came out the woodwork. It was really, really amazing. And I ended up just deleting people left, right, and center. You know, I kind of just got to the point where you don't need to be on my Facebook page if you don't like what I'm saying. You know, you don't need to agree with me. I don't care, you know, but don't pretend to be something that you're obviously not. So But I'm at that point now where I will post whatever the freak I want. I will say what I want. Like I have no intention of hurting people or hurting their feelings or saying things that are going to throw them into a tizzy. But I am who I am, and I'm not going to pretend to be something other than who I am. So, what is it they say here? Like it or lump it. You know the door. Like there you go. Don't let the door hit you on the backside on the way out. So that's where I'm at. And you just had a trip to Spain, didn't you, Willow?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so that was my rant about Facebook. But yeah, you can find me there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't use Facebook, and I haven't for a long time.
I mean, I have an announcement too. You deleted TikTok, didn't you?
Oh yes, finally, I deleted it. I miss it. Like I'm looking for the same kind of fix, but I'm holding off. So
you're holding off. Yeah. Like, I mean, it took off TikTok. Like, it's just, I think it has to do with attention spans. Like these kind of 30-second videos or little music videos.
Less.
Sometimes less. Some of them are funny. Like I like to I do like to watch the things about pets, rescues and wild animals. I like all that, But you know what I had got into lately? I started becoming interested in old theatres. Like yeah. So I started kind of looking into that and trying to remember what I remember about the theatres. And one of the things I remember, your granda and your great granny, they made this big deal of talking about the movie theatres that were, and I mean, your granny was in the Depression and World War One. She would have been born when World War One was happening, and so I kind of wonder about this. Like, so there was no money, but everybody could go to the movies. Like there would be a movie in just about a movie theatre in every town. And Granda used to say to me, I used to say to him, how much was it? How much did it cost to get into the movies? And he would look at me with this weird kind of look, and he would say to me, no, you took your empty jelly jars. And I was like, what? Yeah, right? I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. He says like, because I guess like back in the day, the stores were such that you would take your containers to be filled. So if you wanted butter, you would take you would take a container and the butter, because everything was straight for the farm or straight for the kitchen. So if I wanted to go and get like maybe strawberry jam, if it was that in season, I would have to take my own jar and they would fill it up. And that was what you used to get as payment to go into the movie theatre when your granda was a little boy.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting? So there was your early days of recycling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything was glass. Milk came in glass. Like everything was glass. There was none of this plastic, and there wasn't even any margarine. It was butter. Everybody and milk. Milk was raw, and I think back in the day it was a very, very healthy substance. I think it was not what it is today. Today it doesn't even resemble it, but there are farms who will set aside areas so that they can ensure that their cows are naturally raised and producing raw milk, but it's usually to the side. Like I was fortunate when I was pregnant with you, I had made friends with a local farm that was just up the road for us, and I would go and get the milk. Like I would take my container and fill it up, and also I was able to get eggs. I was able to get all these things like right around me. That's why I don't understand these setups where there's no sustainability, you know?
Yeah.
There's, there's nothing, because who the heck knows what's going to happen? It's a really foolish way to kind of to plan. It's a lack of planning for one thing, and it's an assumption, and it's not thinking for your children. It's not thinking ahead of time, Anyway,
Mhm.
I'm going to keep ranting if you don't stop. Let's talk about Spain.
Yes, I was just in Spain for a week.
How was it?
It was absolutely lovely. There was no rain while we were there. It was all sunshine, and it was about 75 to 80 degrees out.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But there was like a lovely breeze, so you didn't really feel like it wasn't too hot or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really, really nice. I just want to go back and live there.
Yeah, it was that nice, huh?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
how was the people? How were the people there?
The people were fine. I mean, they just kind of left you to your own devices. Like, they weren't too overly friendly, but they also weren't like standoffish and rude. They're all nice.
Yeah, good.
But it's kind of like it's a different vibe over there. Like, especially with customer service, it's just kind of like you come to them. They don't go to you. Mm-hmm. So it's like you just kind of go in knowing what you want,
right,
and they'll help. But yeah, it was great.
I wonder if it has to do with the Mediterranean, because the weather is really the weather is mild,
Yeah, it was very laid back.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have siesta, which is my favorite. Used to be my favorite. Yeah, I love
great.
siesta. Mm-hmm.
From 3 to 5, you nap, or it's just a leisure time. So that's when we would watch shows and hang out by the pool and just relax.
What about the food? Was there markets? Like, what was it like?
So where we were was kind of built up. It was for tourists, so we were right between two supermarkets.
Oh wow!
But it was all fresh food, like fresh bread as well. We would go in and get a baguette for 55 cents. And it would be warm. It was the best bread I've ever had.
Straight out the oven. Yeah.
It was really, really great. But yeah, everything was really, really fresh. We had paella, like when we were there, because we figured we had to get some traditional Spanish food, and it just comes out in a big pan, and you just basically eat it. You eat from the edges. You eat around the edges, and then you go towards the middle. It was just delicious.
Nice. Sounds lovely. Sounds really nice. So you came back with the glow.
Yes.
You did. And even although they tried to take your glow away before you even got back.
Man.
Tell me what that was.
The journey there and the journey back were probably the worst airport experiences and airplane experiences of my life. So going there,
that's saying something, because you have been on a lot of planes. Yeah,
we've been back and forth since I was born, basically.
Yeah.
But so the trip over, we all get in our seats and we're all settling in, and the guy in front of me flags down one of the attendants and says, "Where's my wife?" And it turns out that they had left all the people that were in wheelchairs behind.
Oh my goodness.
So that was the first thing. The second thing was that the person that we were sat next to had already had quite a lot to drink and was very handsy.
Handsy?
Yeah. Could not keep his hands to himself. Thankfully, me and my partner switched seats, so I wasn't sat next to him, but unfortunately my partner was. And it was torture. Yeah, I've never seen him look so mad, just like simmering below the surface, because this guy that we were sat next to was really strong as well. So he's drunk and he's strong, and he's handsy, and it's just like it's the worst combination of things.
So they let him on the plane, while he was drunk.
Yes, and then proceeded to give him more to drink. Like, he had, I think, 5 of those little travel bottles of Jack Daniels. And I think there was also some other substances included in his system. But yeah, he was horrible. It was horrible sitting next to him.
So,
sorry.
My mind is just like kind of looking. Okay, so they leave the people in the wheelchairs in the airport. They let this guy drunk as a skunk on the plane, and then proceed to feed him more alcohol.
Yeah, I don't understand it, because I feel like back in the day, if you were even remotely tipsy, they were not letting you anywhere near the plane.
Well, they might have let you on, but they wouldn't have gave you any more.
Yeah, because
they would
it's
have
like a
pretty
big
much
liability.
told you, go to sleep.
Yeah. But
it is a liability, but it's almost so. Where my mind is going here is the staff, the procedures that they have. Like, they probably have a whole lot of procedures that they follow, a whole lot of rules that they're supposed. So the rules are pretty much not being followed. Nobody's double checking to see that like people in wheelchairs are actually getting on the plane, and so it sounds like maybe disgruntled staff on some level, maybe not getting paid enough or appreciated enough.
Well, it's falling to them, because like this guy shouldn't have been allowed like through the gate. He was, and so then the flight attendants had to deal with some guy who was trying to grab them. Like, so it's
the gate let him off through.
It's like it's falling onto the wrong people.
Yeah, because like you don't really want like a volatile environment like on your plane when you're getting ready to go into the sky.
So surely stop it before it even gets anywhere near there.
That's so wild. And how long was the airline delayed?
Well, that one going there wasn't delayed. The one coming back, I was delayed.
Wow. But, how long?
It was 2.5 hours all around. But that was a whole other story. I don't know if I should get into it right now.
Is it really like? Oh yeah, because we're coming up on a wee break but we've got a few minutes. We're all right. Like, I can always like just stop you and you can pick it up again. Yeah,
I will finish with my first part of the travel. There was a point that it did make me laugh when we were leaving the plane. One of the air attendants, the guy that this guy had grabbed, he shouted at him, "Educate yourself. Bye-bye." It just cracked me up, like in that thick accent. Just educate yourself, get educated, bye-bye.
Did he grab his butt?
Yeah, and like I mean, it was a tall male that he had grabbed.
Oh wow, he's lucky he never got decked.
Well, that's what, like, we were waiting, me and my partner were waiting for the bathroom, so we were talking to the attendants, and we're like, oh, we're so sorry about this guy. And he's like, he's lucky he's not in handcuffs right now.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been seeing videos, like, making the rounds, like, they're throwing people off these planes left, right, and center. Like,
I know.
So it's kind of like...
But it's also, like, people are acting in ways that deserve to be thrown off. They should be thrown off earlier.
They shouldn't be on.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of misbehaving out there, so there is. But it's all like, I really think it's just like it has to do with what is happening all around us. Like the media, like the stupid people that seem to be in charge or calling the shots. Like, I think people they're waking up, but what is happening is there's a lot of still not wanting to face things and wanting to remain oblivious. So they'll pretty much act out and act up, or whatever you want to call it. It's this is just how I observe it. It doesn't mean I'm right, It's just like how I observe things, but yeah, peoples,
It's wild out there.
Well, you and I, like last night, we went to. I was just getting ready for bed, and I hear the taxi pull up, and I hear the people, and it was right underneath us, like party time. It was like 1:30 in the morning, and the walls were shaking, and it was like, yay! But they only lasted like maybe an hour.
And it was so weird.
Yeah, it was funny what you said. You thought they had been robbed.
I thought because all I heard was like someone banging around, and then them shooting out of the close, laughing, and then I heard rah, 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 rah. So I was like, oh, they must have gotten robbed. Oh well, go back to sleep.
Why would you go back to sleep if you thought people had been robbed?
Well, what else am I gonna do?
Jeez, no, it was party time. So it was. I was sitting laughing because it was like 1:30 in the morning, and I was finally like, okay, I'm getting tired, time for bed. And it was like, dum, 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 dum. I was like, as long as they're having fun and no fighting,
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Like I'd rather hear them all laughing, but oblivious, totally oblivious, I mean, totally oblivious. They think they're invisible. This is the other thing. People actually think they're invisible, that you don't see.
People just don't care, or
care.
I don't know, or they don't see other people. It's like they exist in a world where there's no one else but them.
Well, no, nope. Nope. Unfortunately, as well, like people don't really realize things until it's happening to them.
Yeah.
They just don't want to. They don't care.
Close.
Like, oh no, that's happening 500 miles away. What do you like? It's really horrible when you think about it. To even allow that kind of thinking to be part of your mind. Like it's just okay. We are. Yep. We are coming up on a break, I believe. I can see that Tina is typing. But I'm not sure if the music's coming. Maybe. But yeah, I'm glad you went away. I'm really, really glad that you got the opportunity to just fly away for a little bit, Mm-hmm. Okay, yep, we are coming up on a break. All right, we will hold on to your hats, listeners. We will be back in 3 minutes.
You're listening to Navigating the Truth with Caroline Bell Tumblety, where the truth survives and the lies are exposed.
I just want to assure you that everything is under control. There's been no damage except for some temporary malfunction of the radio.
Come be a part of this awakening by joining us in chat or by calling our hotline at 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230. Worldwide callers, find us on Skype at KCOR Radio.
We're pushing the ultimate frontier here.
Control must be maintained.
More disinformation exposed and the truth discovered. After a word from our sponsors.
1 million miles till midnight. A story of timelines, artificial worlds, simulated races, and the galactic imprint. And the destiny of a blue world called Earth. 1 million miles till midnight, written by Solaris Blue Raven, is a journey through the mind's eye which allows the reader to surf a wave of technological and multidimensional intellect, revealing a bridge between conscious design and the truth. A multidimensional bleed-through awakens the world of artificial intelligence to set sail into the frontiers of a vast multiverse, morphing planets and terraforming ascended worlds beyond the linear programs of a fated race. 1 million miles till midnight will awaken, inspire, prepare, and enlighten one to the many multidimensional states of consciousness and worlds we reside in. With every cell and atom, we are this truth and multiverse. 1 million miles till midnight. Written by Solaris Blue Raven. Available now at Amazon.com. Don't wait. Get your copy today.
1, 2, 3, 4! To the KCOR Digital Radio Network.
I love the way it sounds. Love the music. I listen all day.
The future of radio is here and now.
Alien Deceptions, a suspenseful sci-fi romance thriller by Tina Marie, featuring the tantalizing Erica Jones and the mysterious Russell Hamilton. An out-of-this-world book of fiction based on years of document facts and files the government does not want you to know about, at least not yet. Alien Deceptions by Tina Marie. Available now at Amazon.com or get a signed copy at TinaMarieEntertainment.com. Get your copy now.
Change your frequency, change your life with the Lemurian Plug. The Lemurian Plug is easy to control, simple to set up, and wireless. It helps to neutralize toxins and has restorative frequencies for healing. It also helps to protect you and your family from EMFs. The Lemurian Plug is energy efficient and designed using ancient technology for a superior design. One unit can cover up to 1,000 square feet. This life-changing product is reasonably priced. And isn't your family's health worth a small investment? For more information on the miraculous effects of this plug or to purchase the Lemurian Plug, visit thelemurianplug.com. That's thelemurianplug.com. The Lemurian Plug is like nothing you've ever experienced. Order yours today.
Vegas, baby! Vegas' #1 source for talk and new music.
How cool is that?
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Navigating the Truth, the one show that peels back the masks of the elite and exposes the truth we're not being told.
Here to warn you.
You must not abuse the power you've been given. Eventually, you will lose control of that power and the whole world will suffer.
Come partake in the awakening by calling the show at 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230.
Give us a call now.
Those around the world, connect with us on Skype at KCOR Radio. Follow us on Twitter at KCOR Radio or use hashtag KCOR. Come engage in the discussion live in our chat room at www.kcorradio.com.
Our survival depends upon it.
Now, back to examining the narratives and uncovering the truth with your host of Navigating the Truth, Caroline Bell Tumblety. Caroline Bell Tumblety.
Hi, welcome back to Navigating the Truth on this lovely Sunday, and we are here, and I have my daughter with me. I have Willow Tumblety with me, and I want to thank the listeners who actually are listening. If you have a question, you can always type it in the chat, or you can give us a call. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear who is out there that is actually listening. It would be nice. Welcome back, Willow.
Thank you.
So we were talking about your nightmare of travel.
Yes. Part 2.
Yeah.
So on the way back, we get delayed about 2.5 hours. So then we're thinking that it's a bit tight that we might not make the last train home.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already a little bit stressed by that point. And then we're finally boarding, and they stop my boyfriend and they tell him that his case is too big.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we flew out fine with the same case, and they didn't stop us, but they stopped us coming back for some reason. And the funny thing is that my backpack is also a big backpack, and it wouldn't have fit according to their standards, but they didn't flag me. They just flagged him. Mm-hmm. So they tell us that we have to pay for it. So it's 46 euros to pay for it. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, okay, fine. Like, we don't really have any other choice. This is all of his stuff. Mm-hmm. So they ask us to like stand aside and wait while everyone else boards, and then we'll pay, and then we'll board. Mm-hmm. So they've got us like shoved off to the side, and we're feeling like lepers. Like it's like embarrassing at this point. Mm-hmm. And we're waiting. We see everyone come in. They all go, and it's the last person on, and he stumbles his way to the gate, and me and Callum look at each other and we're like, he is absolutely hammered, like worse than the guy on our way there. But they let him through, and they're like, you just need to hurry up, sir, just hurry. And so they get him through, they get him on. We finally get through the gate, and now we're going to board the actual plane. And one of the people that takes the luggage to put it onto the plane, they stop him. And they're like, oh, no, the plane's full. You can't get that on there. We have to take it. We have to put it in the hold. And we're trying to tell him, like, we can't afford to wait for baggage claim. We have a train to catch. Like, we're cutting it close as it is. We can't do that. And then he suddenly says, oh, no English. Plane full. We have to take it. So we're like, oh, okay.
No English, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, after telling us all that, but suddenly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've experienced that, yep, in France.
Yeah. I think I've done that as well.
Have you really?
Oh, yeah. To get out of stuff. Sure thing.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you in a little bit the stuff I used to do.
So finally we relinquish our case, and we're like, fine, whatever, take it. It's fine. And so we get on, and then we're walking up to our seats, and we look, and we see all the overhead bins are completely empty. So this guy had no idea what he was talking about.
Surprise.
I know. So then we flag down an attendant, and we're like, hey, we were forced to put his cargo or his case in the cargo hold, but can you get it back and put it up there? But of course they can't do that. They just kind of ignore us. And
it's too much. Yeah, that means thinking out the box. Yeah.
And I start to settle in, and there is one silver lining, and that's that we're sat in like the emergency exit, so we actually have a nice leg room. So it's kind of a comfy seat. So I start settling in. I got my headphones in, and I'm reading my book. And I start to notice, like, we're not moving. We're like, what's going on? And so I take out my headphones, and there's a guy screaming at the front of the plane, and it's the same guy that staggered onto the gate completely drunk. So it's like, here we go again. This guy shouldn't have been allowed on the plane. Apparently, he did something to his girlfriend. Don't know what. But she was in a state, and they were asking him to get off the plane, and he kept refusing. So they had to call the police. The police took their sweet time getting there. Meanwhile, we're all treated to this guy's complete unhinged rant. People are taking out their phones.
Like, of course. Yep.
A sea of phones.
TikTok.
Yep. And finally, they get the guy off. We're like, yay, woo!
To be fair to the police, they could have been attending other planes and removing drunks.
That
could have been
the case. They probably had a list that they had to go through for us.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it was just like, I looked over at my boyfriend, and I was like, are we cursed? What is going on?
No, you're not cursed. Though there are powers out there that would want you to believe that, but it
certainly felt like it that day. And then we get home. It's after midnight. We do scrape by onto the last train, and the conductor so kindly tells us that if we bought our tickets at the airport, they would have been half off. And we're like, oh, great. Thanks.
That doesn't really help right now, but yeah.
So
he was
then
well meaning.
Yeah, I did appreciate it, and now I know for future reference.
Mm-hmm.
But we get home and we're exhausted and hungry and grumpy, and so we go to McDonald's because of course that's what you need after.
Blasphemy.
You just need like a load of carbs to help you feel better.
No, I don't.
And then things start going wrong with the app, and they tell us to go to the next window, and then the guy says, oh no, you were supposed to tell them back there. We said, no, they told us to come up here. And then they sent us to go to the next window. So then we're 3 windows down. The person comes, what's your order number? We give it to her. She goes away, comes back 10 minutes later. What's your order number? So we give it to her. She writes it down this time. It was like, you couldn't make this up. No. And so she finally comes back and she's like, we don't have your order. And so, we're like, just forget it. We're done. But oh my God, it was like the day that never ended.
Oh, and that was you coming back for your holiday.
I need a holiday now.
Yeah.
After all that stress.
I wonder, like you kind of wonder about that stuff, like, I remember when we used to come here, like when you were really little, I always looked for the flights that were direct, like for New York going into Glasgow, because at that time your grandparents lived in Glasgow when you were little, and direct flights were great. I mean, it was like 5.5 hours, and we were. Thank you for listening to Navigating the Truth with my guest Willow Tumblety. If you would like to hear the interview in its entirety, please go to kcrradio.com, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.